Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today I've got a brand new Destiny 2 Titan build that's going to make you feel like the literal god of thunder because you're creating lightning strikes all across the battlefield, and it is an absolute blast to use. This is all thanks to the newly introduced mechanic called Bolt Charge, which really adds a layer of viability to arc subclasses that we haven't seen in quite some time, and it is very effective. Some weapons and armor also got some changes that allow them to really benefit from Bolt Charge as well, so I want to jump into all of that. But first and foremost, I am using the brand new aspect called Storm's Keep. If you didn't know, you cast your class ability to grant a moderate amount of Bolt Charge stacks to you and nearby allies. While behind your barricade, you and allies gain stacks of Bolt Charge over time, and your weapons can discharge max stacks of Bolt Charge. Bolt Charge itself says accumulate stacks of arc Bolt Charge. While you have Bolt Charge, sustained weapon damage generates stacks of Bolt Charge. At maximum stacks, any ability damage generates a powerful bolt of arc lightning at the target's location. Receiving a stack of Bolt Charge grants you melee energy. That's also very nice for this build, and I'll explain why. I am also using the Rally Barricade. This is the best one for Bolt Charge unless you're using something like the Titan's Ramparts as far as your exotic armor, but that's not what I'm using for this build. I'm going to use Thunderclap as my melee, and I'll explain why in a little bit, but this one is very powerful, does a lot of damage, and has additional lightning strikes as well. I'm also running Storm Grenade. I just wanted to call down as much lightning as possible. I could swap this out for Pulse Grenade to generate those ionic traces, but I did go with the Touch of Thunder so that my Storm Grenades create a roaming thundercloud that tracks nearby targets and fires bolts of lightning. So again, as much lightning as possible. May not be the most optimal build, but it is the most fun for me to just feel like I'm having this storm of thunderbolts, lightning bolts just crashing around the entire map. Fragments. I am using beacons, so when I'm amplified, my arc special or heavy ammo will create a blinding explosion. This is very common to do with my build. I also have Spark of Shock, so I can jolt targets all the time with my arc grenade. I've got amplitude, so that way rapidly defeating the targets while I'm amplified creates orb of power. I'll do that quite a bit. And then we've got the Spark of Discharge. Arc weapon final blows have a chance to create an ionic trace. Collecting ionic trace grants you a stack of Bolt Charge. I want to create Bolt Charge as often as possible. Weapons. The main key is the exotic machine gun Thunderlord. Final blows generate lightning strikes and grant a stack of Bolt Charge again. So I'm generating them from my Thunderlord as well as from my aspect as well. Storm's Keep, strong against Overload champions. I don't need this artifact perk that allows me to take on Overload champions. It's just intrinsic with the Thunderlord. So you can swap this out if you want to for another arc machine gun if you want to use a different exotic, but it still works out very well. I'm also using the Psycho Pomp. This is specifically because I do have Rolling Storm. Final blows grant Bolt Charge while amplified. Final blows grant additional Bolt Charge, and then also while I'm behind my barricade, because I'm doing damage over time, I am also generate more Bolt Charge as well, and I have Feeding Frenzy for that faster reload. I'm also running a Time Loss Fatebringer. I made a video on how to get this very easily, so definitely check that out if you don't have one already, but that's why I wanted to use this. It's my new hotness in my arsenal, so I wanted to use this as quickly as possible. As far as the mods go, I had on double heavy ammo finder, but you can also swap this for the harmonic siphon to generate some more orbs of power if you want, or you can do something like the arc targeting. Anything like that will work out very well. Same thing, hands-on would be very nice here as well, because you are getting a lot of melee kills. You can pretty much run a lot of different options there. Then I am running the point contact Cannon Brace as my exotic armor. This is very nice, so I gain melee energy whenever I hit with my melee Thunderclap. And that's how I create the lightning strikes with my Thunderclap as well. Enemies become jolted, I become amplified, and being amplified increases the damage of these lightning strikes. So just overall, doing as much lightning as possible. The mods there are Heavy-Handed, Arc Dexterity, and then Focusing Strike. Then we've got Arc Reserves, Concussive Dampener, Charged Up. Absolution Arc Holster. This is for my grenade launcher when I'm not using it consistently, so I don't have to reload it. Arc Weapon Surge. You can double up on Arc Weapon Surge if you would like for that extra damage, but because I'm using the Arc Grenade Launcher, sometimes it will use the Surge with that and not with my Thunderlord, so not as much of a benefit as it might otherwise be. And then Reaper, powerful attraction, and then another Reaper. This is because I'm casting my class ability as often as possible, generating orbs, and then also collecting those orbs as well. As far as the important artifact perks I want to go over, the first one is going to be the overclock and load. So when I'm amplified or have a bolt charge, arc weapons gain increased handling and reload speed. Again, this is very nice, especially for the grenade launcher, not as much for the Thunderlord, just because it is reloading over time as long as I'm hitting an enemy target, so that is very nice. Then we've got the hold the line perk. While surrounded, machine guns gain increased reload speed and stability. Final blows heal you. That's the important part, because you want to be healing as often as possible, so you can use your machine gun to take out some of the minor enemies in order to heal you in a pinch. Dielectric, defeating arc debuffed targets grants bolt charge. Again, very nice. You are making them debuffed pretty much all the time with Jolt. And then King's Vestige is nice here as well. Defeating powerful taken load your weapon with taken energy. Next time you fire, launch 3 taken secret rounds that disrupt and exhaust. And then Flashover is also very nice. When you gain maximum bolt charge, you become amplified. Lightning bolts deal more damage. Again, more damage with the lightning bolts, the better, and I really like that one. Now, the last one you're going to want to snag is going to be the heavy ordnance regeneration. So dealing sustained damage to targets with a heavy machine gun grants damage resistance and increased grenade and melee damage for a short duration, which is nice. You can also toss on defibrillating blast, so stunning a champion grants maximum stacks. A bolt charge triggers an arc bolt that heals you and jolts combatants that it damages. Those work so incredibly well together, and it's just so much fun. I do like the loop. Essentially how it works is you're going to drop a barricade, stand behind it, shoot off your grenade launcher first, then you're going to use either your machine gun, the Thunderlord, or your kinetic weapon. Either one of those will work. You'll see you can generate the lightning bolts with either one. Same thing with the Psychopomp. You can essentially be generating those lightning strikes at all times. And then you're going to want to make sure you toss in your grenades on cooldown, just in the mix of as many enemies as possible. Use your melee as often as possible, because you are getting it back very quickly, so you can really adjust how you want to play. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can camp behind your barricade for a little bit, clear some ads, and then you push forward, use your grenade, use your melee, use your grenade launcher, and jump into the mix there. You can also use your Thunderlord on the move if you so choose, and not use it behind the barricade, but then you're not generating as much bolt charge. So while that is viable, it's not something that I think you should be doing consistently, unless you don't want to care about generating as much bolt charge as you possibly can. Overall, like I said, this one is incredibly fun. I really enjoy that we got this new mechanic with bolt charge, as well as the new aspect for the Titans. I initially thought this would be underwhelming, but now that I played around with it for a little bit, it is very fun. Again, a little bit more stationary than some of the builds that I want to use, but in higher level content, when you are needing to stay alive a little bit more, that's where this build can really shine, because you're just damaging so much area of the battlefield, and also able to do consistent heavy DPS. I know people thought Thunderlord was a bit of a meme as a damage option previously, but with Bolt Charge, that is no longer the case if you lean into that as much as possible, because that extra Bolt Charge damage does do very good work. Plus, it's a very safe option if you don't want to be quite as aggressive as you might be with some other builds in the game for the Titan. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like the video as always. Comment, subscribe. My name is Jopa. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.